Hello everyone, this is Kirklees Gaming Central and this is our video for some of the top upcoming games of 2020. My name is Adam.
And I'm Josh.
And we are here to host for this video. This week we have decided to focus on indie titles, so we hope that you enjoy our thoughts and opinions on these trailers. So stick with us and join us for the first trailer discussion for the first game, Oddworld. So I quite like that trailer. I like the character of it. For Oddworld, it's really good.
So in this trailer you get introduced to the two new characters. Well, one of them's new, one of them isn't. The one that you see first is Toby, and the second one you see is Alf, who is a kind of a reoccurring character from Oddworld. He came from Exodus, and he's kind of like the media Mudokon.
Do we know what type of gameplay it's going to do? Is it first person?
It's a 2D platformer where they've introduced new crafting systems into the game. Basically the whole gist of Oddworld is you are a slave, you have to go and free your fellow Mudokons and get out of the factories and, you know.
So the type of gameplay, does everything like shooting or does it just jump in?
The thing about Oddworld is Abe doesn't use guns. However, he can possess people that can use guns, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So he's technically not using guns, but he is using guns, if you get what I mean.
Sort of minions to use them instead.
Yeah, he has mind control powers that he uses with his chanting and stuff like that.
Is there any sort of story in the game?
Oh, it's very heavily story-laden. It takes place in a place called Oddworld, funnily enough. This is, I think, the Isle of Mudos, or Mudos, I don't know how to pronounce it properly. So basically, all the Glukkons have taken over the Mudokons and use them as slaves.
Seems nice, good graphics, it looks nice visually, but we just have to wait and see more gameplay for it. Which we can do.
Currently there's only been a few snippets of gameplay, but we'll have to see more in the future.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see our next trailer then, and then we'll go further for our discussion. So I've just seen the trailer for Haven, which I think looks really well done. It's a cel-shaded game, two-player can be co-op, where you've got to control two, I can see, as lovers who are trying to either survive or save the world.
There's quite a visual novel-esque sort of dealio going on with the whole love story side of it, wasn't there?
It seemed, from what I can gather from the trailer, from the look of it, it seemed like there was an infestation in the world, like almost a disease that they had to start trying to find out some secret of to save themselves or each other.
It looked kind of like Mario Sunshine in a way, when they were cleaning up all the pink goop and stuff like that, didn't it?
Yeah, and so it looked really nice, and the gameplay looked unique because you can control it with separate sides of a single controller. You can do co-op. It's one of those things that looks really interesting, and with the gameplay, I'd say nice soundtrack, visuals. I'd say it reminds me of Journey a bit.
Oh yeah, I get what you mean.
Where you just travel on the endless landscape to go where you need to go, complete the story, and it's that combination of sort of Japanese-esque visual novel and that to create like such unique gameplay.
Yeah, and I'm quite intrigued by the fighting style. I'm not sure whether it's turn-based or not, but if it is, then that's perfectly fine by me, and I think it would really work well if it was turn-based. If it's not, then
yeah. But overall, it looks like a really nice game. Like the cutscenes, it still has them, but it's really simplified with text, like similar to all traditional turn-based games. Where just that makes me think it maybe does have it, just from that.
Quite possible.
So it looks like it has sort of a slight retro feel to it at the same time while being new. But with that discussion of Haven's over, and we will look at our next trailer. Now that we've seen our trailer for Carryout, I think it looks really good. So we're the monster, and we saw at the end of the trailer where you become infected, you affect someone else, and then you become it. I love the whole like slinging at tentacles and just going after people. Reminds me of the Katana Zero a bit in the style?
Well, it's another game published by Devolver Digital, so it's in the same vein. So it looks like it's going to be really, really cool. It's very inventive that, you know, you switched it from being, you know, your usual hero to now you are the villain. That's just speaks to me in so many different levels.
And then you've got so much enemies that's constantly going after you, like with flamethrowers, guns. Then you've got to try and maneuver around such a small corridor style environment to kill your enemies. Didn't really show like an aim. Is it just to kill people? Is it to escape?
I'm not really sure, but I'm interested to see whether they can work puzzles into it and that sort of thing. You know, if they can work puzzles into a game where you're just massacring loads of people, then hats off to them, because I don't know how you do it.
I wonder what interesting mechanics we'll see, because like Katana Zero had the whole time mechanic.
Time dilation, yeah.
And well, I think this one could have a really good one. So that was our discussion with Karen. So we can now go to the next trailer, which is Fogs. So with the Fogs trailer that we've seen, I think it looks really nice. And so you've got like, it's just mental.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's really bubbly and cutesy and all that sort of stuff.
You've got like you smashing chocolate, cutting up butter, and say your two dogs that are literally one.
It's like cat dog.
Yeah, it's like it's a Siamese dog that's got no legs. I don't know if it's two people controlling the same one.
I think it's a co-op game where one person controls one dog and one controls the other. So you know when it's stretched out.
Yeah, and so you showed some puzzles with it as well. I just like the quirkiness of it.
It definitely looks like something that I would have lots of enjoyment out of.
It's just one of those games that has zero seriousness to it, that you'll put endless hours to it. Pretty much like when everyone was obsessed with the Viv and Pinata game.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And so it just looks like something that's just easily enjoyable. It was really simple from the trailer. It was just basically it was just dragging your character around and like picking stuff up and just moving them into the right position. Yeah,
if it has anything like how Human Fall Flat has, with those sorts of picking stuff up and moving around puzzles, I'm sure that I'll get literally hundreds of hours out of it, because that's what I do already.
Yeah. I say the most difficult thing about the game is if it is co-op, is working with your partner.
Yeah.
Because knowing that it'll be one person wants to do one thing and the other person
both going totally separate ways, and you're just pulling your dog further and further apart and making a long hot dog.
Yeah. And so that's something a little bit really enjoyable. But overall, I think it looks like a really nice game.
Yeah, it looks really
art style, cell
cute,
shaded,
fun.
Really fun.
Fun for all the family, you could say.
Yes. It's a game that reminds me more of Odyssey than Haven. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's our trailer discussion for Fogs, and we can go to the next one, Pathless. Pathless, what we've just seen. I guess it's a semi-open world, I'd say. But it does have combat in it, where you've got your bow and arrow, you're working with your hawk. I've seen some more stuff by that I've read, where you got to shoot targets. Targets are very obvious, like you've seen like the big eye, circle eyes,
glowing parts and stuff like that.
Those are the targets you want to take down creatures and get around. That's it. And there's quite a few to defeat, like doggish one, like the flame one.
Yeah, that would be a dog, fox, flame thing from the trailer. One thing I'd like to comment on from watching that trailer is the movement. It looked very, very fluid, well, which is to be expected from the creators of Abzu. So it just, the movement mechanics are my number one thing. Yeah. And if it's anything like Abzu, and it flows through so easily and it just melts. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it's also a really big map they've done with the textures and the way you see it, the way it just flows together. And then you've got where you jumped off cliff and you just fly down in the hawk. It's a really good map. I've seen multiple trailers for it. There's not really much story I've seen. I've seen announcement trailers that still say it's yet to be released. So I believe it's an announcement from what I can gather is pushed back the release date. But as for the current release date, everything I've seen says to be TBA, so to be announced. So
Well, the 2020 is the year of the pushback, isn't
Yeah.
it? But it's not really a problem if it is.
It's no wrong game. I liked the way it looks. It looked like good gameplay, smooth animation, textures weren't stretched. It was really.
It was a really nice style. It was very stylized and it looked. Wow.
Yeah, it fit what it was trying to do.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that was our trailer for Pathless. So for this current trailer we were watching Sable.
Come on to me, show us the way. I'm
So we've just witnessed the trailer for Sable. So Josh, you've been following this game on Twitter, so can you enlighten us on what you know so far?
Well, I originally found this game from the dev posting a video of it on Twitter. I was like, I like that cel shaded style, that sort of, you know, cartoony look, because I follow people with art styles that are exactly like that. And I was like, I want this now. It has a Journey-esque feel to it from the trailer. I'm not too sure because I haven't really been fully in depth with it recently. But I'm not too sure as to what the gameplay really involves.
Yeah.
But
It looks more of just like travelling and maybe I think some probably puzzle solving.
yeah,
It
probably.
reminded me a lot of Gris. I don't know if you've seen any gameplay of that.
Yeah.
I'll say it's not the exact same art style. I think the theme it goes for is similar. You know, it's like you and Jane from A to B, you'll have maybe puzzles in from what we could see there. Can't imagine it having any sort of combat to it. I'd assume it was puzzles, but visually, with the colours, the cell shading, it looks very nice. Like the way that it goes together really well.
It's definitely got a unique style in comparison to most of the games that come out nowadays.
Yeah.
It's very, very new. It's very something that I haven't seen before, and you know, that sort of thing's always a good thing.
I believe there is a game that's done a similar art style, but I can't think off the top of my head. But it's something that's new, unique, that we've not really seen much of in a long time. But it looks visually really good in this, and soundtrack wise it was really nice as well. So it's a game that we look forward to seeing, and I think really enjoy the trail.
Absolutely.
Well, those are our thoughts and discussions on Sable. We'll move on to our next trailer now. So that was the trailer for System Shock that we've just watched, which looks like a really nice retro remake of the game. I assume doing a remake of a really old game is going to be insanely difficult.
By the same name,
Yeah,
System Shock. From the trailer,
yeah,
it doesn't look scary,
yeah.
but
Looks very inviting.
yeah, but I tell you, it's not. It's spooky. Very spooky.
So you've played the original game.
On and off, yeah.
So from that, it just looks very inviting. Like it's got this old retro style, but updated graphics, all blocky. It looks very nice visually. It doesn't really tell us much if you've never seen or heard of the game before.
I can imagine it's more for fans of the old game, but I can see why newer people would get into it.
Yeah, from when I looked at it, then I thought it looks really nice. I'd have a go of it, but if it's more of a horror game, I can see why they've put less of it in there to not put people off.
To bring people in and not scare them away instantly.
Yeah, most people might think, oh, it's an old game like this, like really cheesy horror game, but from what I can see, the fact that it's got a dedicated remake that people are following quite well shows that it should have been a decent game when it was released. And
oh yeah, it's got a big following, does System Shock, even to this day, which is quite amazing actually, because it's so old. Came out 90s, early 2000s, I can't remember, but I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, so it did look really nice. Something like it looks like we would enjoy. So we can play the demo and put out an article on our thoughts.
Absolutely.
And so that's it for the trailers. I hope you shared some of our thoughts and opinions. If you like what you've seen, then give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. You can also join us on Twitter and Twitch at Kirklees Gaming. So that's all for now. I've been your host for this video, Adam Hood.
And I'm Josh.
So we hope you enjoyed our video and see you next time.